Hello, business building warrior. Got a treat for you today. A guest coming on the show. He's been on here a couple times. We've kind of seen this family actually mature and grow over the years and become incredible leaders in our community. I'm talking today with Joseph Kelsey. He is the leader of our Walmart silo around here. If you don't know what I mean by that, we've got multiple great strategies that we teach in this community when it comes to learning how to build a beautiful business using the internet creatively. And anytime we have an opportunity, a robust opportunity that we kind of dial in and prove out a process and have a group of people who are succeeding, we put a leader on our team in charge of that silo. They become the expert at that topic. And when there's drama, we bring them on stage and say, hey, what's going on? Help us figure out the drama. At right now, it's Walmart. So the leader of our Walmart silo is Joseph Kelsey. He's leading up our Walmart mastermind group. Walmart Warriors is what we call it. You can become a part of that. We'll stick a link in the show notes. But just to fill you in a little bit about what that is, if you're selling on Walmart and you want to be around other sellers who are succeeding and thriving and trying and starting to sell on Walmart as well, well, become a part of Walmart Warriors for a few dollars a month. You're in a mastermind group, a community of people who gather frequently online. They record the sessions, they talk about the opportunities, the challenges associated with what I understand to be the fastest growing opportunity in e-commerce right now, being a Walmart seller. Now, to put some perspective on Walmart, this is primarily an Amazon selling community, not because we all love Jeff Bezos, but because Amazon is 50% of all e-commerce activity any given day in the United States. They're by far the biggest game in town. You add up the next 5 or 10 websites, and they don't even come close to what Amazon does every day. So if you add up Walmart and eBay and all the Shopify sites and the next whatever big sites are out there, they're all still far less than Amazon. But Walmart is growing faster and they are really gaining some great ground. And we've been calling them the number two opportunity in e commerce in our community for quite some time now. But there's been some drama lately. A couple categories had some challenges. So we're bringing Joseph on to talk about that. If you faced some Walmart drama lately, that's what we're going to talk about. But it's not just about that today. We also dive in and talk about the realities of having an e-commerce business in your home, husband and wife and kids doing life together, even homeschooling. We spend some time on that towards the second half of our episode today. So hopefully you'll enjoy that conversation as well. We spend some time finally on a tool called 3P Mercury, which I'll stick a link to in the show notes if you haven't heard us talk about that today. That is the tool that is creating the most incredible automated workflow for Amazon and Walmart sellers. You'll hear Joseph talk today about how much he's using it and loving it. I didn't realize he was using it as much as he is, but that tool has really penetrated our community and it's changing the way that sellers do business. You'll hear us talk about it in the episode, but let me give you a little highlight. You've heard us talk many times around here before about being an inch deep and a mile wide with your inventory selection. What's that mean? It means rather than having you pick 2 or 3 or 4 products that you really like and then going out and buying 1,000 units of each one and selling them, that's going a quarter inch wide and 10 miles deep. We don't want to see you do that. What we'd rather see you do is go an inch wide and a mile deep. That means a few units of a bunch of different things in different categories with different brands, especially if you're new, because you're minimizing your risks. If something bad happens to one of those products, one of those ASINs, one of those categories on Walmart, on eBay, on Amazon, wherever it is, you're not going to get burned. You're just going to have the inconvenience of a few units coming back to you that you can then flip or sale or give away, right? So that's the strategy. And we talk about why that is such a superior strategy, the inch deep, mile wide. Or lately, we're even saying quarter inch deep, 10 miles wide. Like, let's get really diverse in our product selection and let software help us manage all those different products and tell us when it's time to go buy more and how we're doing on each of those listings. That's what 3P Mercury makes possible, more so than any other tool ever has. Tracking a whole bunch of ASINs and then telling you which ones you should be paying attention to or products. If you don't know what an ASIN is, it's a product on Amazon. Each one of them has a unique identifying number if you've never heard that language before. But let's get back to our guest today, Joseph Kelsey, a great leader on our team. Their business is thriving. They've got 50% of their business is Amazon, 50% is Walmart. They're opening a prep center as well. It's going well. I'll stick a link to that in the show notes if you want to contact them. You think, I really like this Joseph guy. I might have him receive some of my inventory, manage some of my inventory for me. Speaking of which, did you know that it doesn't matter where you live in the world, you can do the business models we teach here because you can use a prep center partner. We have hundreds of them in our community. A prep center can receive your inventory for you, label it, send it to Amazon for you, send it to Walmart for you. That's a great business model for the prep center, and it's a great convenience for the seller who happens to live, say, outside the United States. We have many, many proven Amazon course students living in places like Australia, Slovakia, every country in the world that's westernized and has internet. There's people there who have set up businesses in the United States where they buy and sell online and have their products delivered to a prep center. So if you live outside the United States, you can still do all these models. We prove it all day, every day. We've interviewed dozens and dozens of them on our show over the past couple of years. You can hear those episodes just by scrolling back in time. We've got hundreds of success story interviews with our students. Scroll back, you'll enjoy those. And today's another interview with a successful student who became a coach and then became a team leader in our community. Let's spend some time hanging out with Joseph Kelsey. Thanks for being with us today. Hey, Joseph, welcome back. Good to see you, man.
Hey, Jim. Thanks for having me again.
Of course, buddy. Lots to talk about. And we decided to go ahead and hit the record button because we always get going when we talk. So fill everyone in on what we got going on and get everyone caught up. How about we do this real quick? Just the briefest version of your overall story with you and your family, and then we'll dive into some good Walmart content and other stuff.
All right. So, yeah, my name is Joseph Kelsey, and I've been selling e-commerce since hardcore since 2018. I started on Amazon, starting just going to the clearance aisles, and then I saw the possibility there in scaling, and we basically turned our part-time side business into a full-time gig. So now me and my wife my wife was a police officer for 15 years, and she has been done now for almost 3, I think. And basically, we just do this as a family. We have 5 children that all work in our business. We primarily sell on, well, I guess not primarily anymore. We're about 50-50 between Amazon and Walmart at this point, and we still sell stuff on eBay as well. But we also operate a prep center. And so our focus is really on those things. And we just enjoy this community so much. And we've come a long way. And like you said, we were just talking about before our call started about some of the cool things that can happen when you can work together as a family, focus on things.
So much to dive into. Yeah, prep center, Walmart, family, e-commerce, business, lots of things to get into. But let's start here with kind of the meat of this is probably what the title is going to be. So let's give people what they came for. Walmart, what's going on? We've seen a little drama there, which wasn't unexpected in my opinion, because anytime you got a bunch of people on a platform, there's going to be some drama and some challenges. Yeah, what happened? What are we seeing in the ripple effect? 2 weeks or so ago is when it kind of got a little crazy in a couple categories. So fill us in.
Yep. So basically, the gist of the story is Walmart gave everyone notice that they were going to be requiring CPC documents for the toy category, right? So it kind of went, the toddler toys got hit first, and now it's kind of moving up the chain for toys that are under 13, I think it is the cutoff. Mm-hmm. So then they gave us a warning with that. And so a lot of us were just selling out of stock and getting things ready to adjust and to pivot a little bit. But then over a weekend, actually, they hit the health and beauty category, which I know a lot of people were on. And the issue that was very frustrating with that is there was no warning like with toys, right? So a lot of people got kind of caught with a lot of inventory. Like a lot of people were sending stuff in, and it was not going to be able to be like properly sold, and it wasn't even checked in yet. And there's a lot of rumblings about that, and that is one of the things where people are just concerned about. But it's just one of those things where you just have to roll with the punches, right? I mean, that's why I myself teach the students that I coach inch deep, mile wide, right? I mean, it's just one of those things where to prevent something like that from happening, well, if you have a whole bunch of SKUs that you do rather than like 10 or 20, well, then it's less of a hit. So a lot of people are struggling with that right now, and we don't really have any definitive answers, I guess, in regards to why they did it such a like a knee jerk thing so quickly without any warning. I know there is a conference coming up in California, I believe in August at some point, where people are going to really try to get answers about this and hopefully give some good discussion points about maybe in the future, maybe you can help us by giving us a heads up for whole category takes like this. But right now, we're just kind of letting the dust settle and wait to see what happens after this conference they're having, and go from there. Right?
Yeah. Oh, so many thoughts I'm having right now. It's just it. On the one hand, my heart goes out to the sellers who kind of got the rug pulled out from under them. But anyone who's surprised by this hasn't been paying attention. I've been in e-commerce for 20 years now, Joseph, and I say this all the time. Every year, there's 3 to 5 major "holy cow, what just happened" moments, and without exception, every single time. I'm talking about we're talking about close to 100 of these now that I've seen. Like, whoa, Walmart just shut down the entire category practically. Holy cow. I've never seen anything like it. No, I've seen about 100 of these now. And every time, without exception, zero exceptions, the opportunity on the other side of it was incredible for those who paid attention. Opposition and challenges always present opportunity every single time. And so, one of the things that we've built into our philosophy, and you just kind of said it, and I'm going to make sure that even the newer listeners understand what you just said about the inch deep, mile wide. What's that mean? Diversify your risk. We're all about diversifying our risk. And I've even become fond of saying instead of inch deep, mile wide, I've been saying quarter inch deep, 10 miles wide. Which the challenge there, not to derail us too much, but I just love this topic lately because I keep getting so many reasons why this makes so much sense. This is just the latest reason. When I say quarter inch deep, that means I'm not even going. I sent a video to my team just today. With rare exception, we will almost never buy more than 5 units of anything. And we're going to diversify our categories across the board so wide that if we lose one product or one ASIN or even one category, we can absorb that hit. No big deal because we are a quarter inch deep. We're not going too deep into anything. And we're 10 miles wide. And the software is there now to allow us to manage that large catalog of ASINs. Again, I'll bring us back into the reservation in a second, but we had someone just a day or two ago sent us a note and said, "Hey, I found 2,000 ASINs in one sitting in a couple hours that I'm going to start tracking using 3P Mercury." Now that's going quarter inch deep and 10 miles wide, right? They're not going to run out and buy 50 units of any of those ASINs ever, but they're going to buy 2, 3, 5 units at a time of the hottest ones. And then they don't care if it goes away a couple months from now, right? So I just wanted to throw that out there. That's the opportunity. We're being validated as an organization right now that this whole inch deep, mile wide, don't overcommit to any one product, any one category, any one brand. That's how you play the game safely long term. And that's what you guys are doing. One other thing I want to point out too, you said the safety certificates from Walmart. When Amazon did this on toys, there was a big panic moment. And it took us a while to realize, oh, wait, Amazon doesn't need safety certificates from every seller selling that toy. They just need a safety certificate from one seller. And now they know that it exists, and all the other sellers get the benefit of that now being on file. So I think this is going to be a pretty short wave of drama that's going to self-resolve pretty quickly because my instinct is Walmart's going to ask for the same thing. And maybe you already know if that's how they're playing this game or not. Do you have any more details on that?
I don't, and that was part of our discussion in the mastermind that we had in the Walmart Warriors group. Is as of now, it seems like each person might need it, but I don't know if that'll stand or what. Right?
I doubt it.
I doubt it too, but
That's where Amazon started.
Yeah.
Amazon started there and got everyone freaked out. Like, I don't even want to mess with toys anymore.
Yeah.
And then toys exploded in opportunity because a lot of sellers didn't keep up with the fact that they only needed one. And on Amazon, at least, it wasn't a suspendable offense either to not provide a safety certificate. It just means you're going to get your inventory back. That's how Amazon handled it, right?
Yep.
I think Walmart will follow suit.
I think so too. Like I hear a lot of the guys that are kind of putting this stuff in there are like people who used to work with Amazon. So I'm sure they'll come to the
Mhm,
realization that that's what they need to do if they want to compete with Amazon, right? Because that
mhm.
seems like what Walmart really tried to do here. And but yeah, I mean, you just have to pivot, just have to adjust, and it's creating opportunities because a lot of people are saying like, okay, I'm never selling on Walmart again, right? I mean, it's a little more
Yeah.
clunky than Amazon, but I mean, at the same time, it's going to create the opportunity for sellers who stick with it, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. The only metric that'll ever get me nervous about the opportunity is if shoppers stop shopping.
Yeah.
And that's not happening anytime soon. I mean, I know you know this, Joseph, and many of the listeners do too, in case anyone new hasn't heard me say it before. E-commerce is still far less than 20% of all retail in the US. It not that long ago, it was 5-10%. Now we're up around 17% or so of all retail is online. That will soon be 20, then 25, then 30, then 35. Hundreds of billions of new spending and new shopping activities. And most of it is happening on Amazon, who's number two, Walmart, which is growing, as you always point out, growing faster than Amazon at this point. They still are far smaller, but
Oh yeah.
Walmart is growing faster. Huge opportunities on both platforms. Don't let one little temporary shift change your mind. Now, I do feel, again, I feel sorry for someone who went out and put $50,000 into three or four different toy brands and went super deep,
Yep.
but they didn't learn that from us.
No,
That's not what we teach here.
no, not at all. Yeah. I mean, it just became this spot where something had to give because a lot of like counterfeit products being sold on Walmart for quite a while
Mhm,
now. We've all known that, and something had to change so they can cover their
mhm.
butts too, right?
Yeah, yeah, Walmart doesn't wanna get sued.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason we've been saying, like, you could see the writing on the wall, right? Just there's a reason we've been saying for a couple of years, "Hey, if you're gonna source products from Walmart.com
Mhm.
to sell on Amazon, don't buy from a third party. Buy only from Walmart itself
Yep.
as the seller." Why? Because you can't necessarily vouch for the validity, the authorized status of the other inventory. What's that mean? Some of it's not good, some of it's counterfeit. Walmart's going to clean that up eventually. We all saw it coming. So those of us who've been playing the game the right way, we're doing great. We're
Yep.
doing just great. And as sellers drop off because they made really poor decisions, hey, more opportunity for the rest of us as this blue ocean continues to expand.
Exactly.
Very good. Well, what any other observations you're making about the Walmart drama? And I don't want to underplay it. I mean, I want to hear all the dark, dirty details. But it seems to me like if you've been playing the game the way we teach it, you're doing just fine.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, some of the things that are just going on are so there wasn't a good way, like Amazon's good at notifying you if you get stranded inventory and such, right? So this
Yes.
plays into the clunkiness of Walmart's back end. There wasn't an easy way to find where all your errors were or your IP things were. But in our Walmart Warriors group, Wendy was kind enough to show us like she got suspended for something, and she was even like in contact with Walmart, like trying to do a live call with them to show them like where you're telling me to click is not showing me what you're telling me I should see. So she did some digging and showed us all like where to find all of these errors, right? So I think that's been a struggle for people is not knowing where their products are and how to kind of submit the correct documents for some of these products that they can get like to sell again, right?
Right.
So thankfully, hopefully they will talk about this at the conference too. So,
Yeah. Are you going to that conference? The Walmart?
I'm considering it. I haven't decided yet. It's in
Yeah.
California, and we're pretty busy with our prep center and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I possibly will be there.
Yeah.
But just trying to navigate and find out some of these things, it's just really helpful to be within a group of people that have gone through stuff. Right? I learned the most lessons by going through these issues that come up, right? Just
Mhm.
like Wendy was saying too, she's like, until these issues happen, I have no idea how to do certain things. But then you
Yeah.
can like help somebody else with that information. So she helped our whole group in showing us how to do this. And sure enough, when I looked at my catalog, there was like 2,000 items in this error status that I had to start working on. So I basically would just make a video for my VAs, teach them how to do it, and then my VAs can start going through my list and getting these things taken care of, right? So I guess that's another thing that we're having to kind of pivot around and to figure out how to solve it, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, kudos, man. You're a great leader in the community. You're always staying on the cutting edge of what's going on. And yeah, if you want to learn a subject, start teaching it, right? So you dove in as our one of the leading Walmart sellers in our community. So you're a coach in that arena, and now you're kind of leading that silo for us. And you've mentioned Walmart Warriors a couple times. Maybe I mentioned it in the introduction. I don't know because I haven't recorded that yet as we're talking, but
Sure.
hopefully I'll remember to do that. But fill us in. What is Walmart Warriors? How do people get into it? Let's make sure people know what that is and how to be a part of it.
So Walmart Warriors is essentially like a mastermind group where we focus our conversations on Walmart, right? Not to say we can't ask other questions and such, but it's basically like a group where you can post your questions or the struggles you're having, and within like a page, kind of like almost like a Facebook, right? But it's within Legends. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that at all, but and basically every 2 weeks I'll do a live call. Like one week I'll do a live Zoom call where everyone jumps on Zoom and everyone's free to talk about what's going on with their business and bring up questions and such. And then another week I do like a live session where I'm either most of the time I'm sourcing, or sometimes I'll have guests on to kind of show some new stuff that's happening, and yeah, and take questions at the same time. But it's basically like the mastermind setup, I guess you could say. It feels really close knit. I really got to know a lot of these people really well. We have a lot of veteran sellers within the Legends group. Like even I don't know if anyone knows Doyle Peck, but he's always popping in and helping out, answer questions, and just a lot of good people to talk to, right? And this e-commerce world, it changes and stuff, So it's nice to be able to talk to other people and what they're going through. Like I said, like when Wendy came on and told us what her struggle was, it just created an atmosphere where we could all learn from it.
Yep.
And you should learn then live, not live then learn, right? So it's just knit like that. And I think you can get into it if you go to Proven Amazon course /Walmart, and there's a button there where you can join the mastermind. Is that correct, Jim?
Yeah, let me clarify that. So if you are already a proven Amazon course student, we call it the pack around here. You're already a proven Amazon course student paying for your monthly membership, or you're a coaching student, which means you have the proven Amazon course for free. You can just go into the proven Amazon course, look for our Walmart training, and you'll see a button there to join Walmart Warriors. It's right there inside the proven Amazon course content library with our Walmart content. Okay. It's very easy to find. Contact support if you can't find it. silentjim.com/support is how you get our support team. Okay. But if you're not a proven Amazon course student, you can go to provenamazoncourse.com/Walmart. That gets you the Walmart course, and you have the option of joining the Walmart Warriors then as well. You don't have to be a proven Amazon course student to get into Warriors, in other words. You have the option to just take our Walmart training and be part of that warrior group. And Joseph, you're doing a great job leading it. I keep hearing great things about it. And I'll stick links to all that in the show notes if there's anyone who's confused about what I just said. We'd love to have you be a part of our Walmart group. It costs you a few dollars a month. It's very inexpensive, but you'll be in a group, like you said, Joseph, with a lot of other people taking Walmart seriously and some pretty big hitters too. Like you
Oh yeah.
mentioned, Doyle. I think he has more airline points and credit card points than anybody I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Millions and millions. He can fly any airline and any hotel, stay free anywhere in the world anytime he wants, and he sends his team. And because he puts all his inventory on his cards, just those kind of big hitters. It's really fun to be in the vicinity of people who are doing these businesses at scale. Yeah.
He's actually the first guy that I know who is sending in full truckloads to Walmart already, and he's already telling me how to do it. So,
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. So we've got real pioneers and leaders, people who are doing the stuff that we teach around here. It's a pretty incredible community, and you're doing a great job leading that part of the silo. Hey, we'll get back to the great episode in just a moment. Sorry for the interruption, but I want to point something out. If you're enjoying this program, this podcast, could you do us a little favor? Could you spread the word? Send some friends to silentjimdotcom and say, hey, check out this podcast. Multiple streams of income, learn to sell on Amazon, great free content. Hey, help us spread the word. That's the way we market this show, is you sharing with others. That's why we have over 6 million downloads on iTunes alone. And speaking of iTunes, would you leave us a review? We love to see those iTunes reviews rolling in. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes as well. That really helps us out in the industry to get recognition and gain followers and subscribers. If you subscribe yourself, leave us a review. By the way, did you know that this show that you're listening to right now was voted as the #1 podcast for Amazon sellers by an independent survey in late 2024. That's right, the number one show for Amazon sellers. We won, and you're a big part of why. So thank you for being a listener. You're the best part of this show. But hey, help us spread the word if you don't mind. That helps us continue to bring you quality content, attract high quality sponsors and other listeners who will pay attention to what we're doing here, because we want to teach you to use the internet creatively to launch and grow multiple streams of income. We need your help to spread the word. We want to help others do the same. All right. God bless you, business building warrior. Thanks for a couple moments of your time. Let's get back to the show. Exactly. Exactly. So we've got real pioneers and leaders, people who are doing the stuff that we teach around here. It's a pretty incredible community, and you're doing a great job leading that part of the silo. Well, what else do you want to talk about in regards to Walmart, the latest changes, what you guys are seeing? We covered Walmart Warriors. Anything else there? We got a couple of topics I definitely want to dive into, but want to make sure we've covered those well.
I think we kind of covered everything that's Walmart right now. It might be helpful to maybe do another one of these after the conference at some point so I can kind of update people on what I'm seeing, right? Because
Yes.
we'll figure out a lot of stuff after that, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Yeah. There's always this struggle. We see it with Amazon. We've seen it with eBay for a couple decades plus, but with Amazon, with Walmart, where the lawyers get in charge of the game for a while and it gets crazy fast.
Mhm.
And then the team that helps sellers and the customer support and the shoppers, the people at Walmart and Amazon, they're like, hey, we need to protect the customer experience. We need to protect the seller experience. They push back. So the lawyers back off a little bit. It's just like this swinging pendulum. If the lawyers were in charge of everything, basically they would just shut everything down and nobody would ever buy or sell anything, because it's dangerous to buy and sell anything ever to anyone, right? And so that pendulum swings back to Wild West, man. Anybody can do anything anytime they want. And so it's just kind of funny. There's almost a comedic element to this pendulum of our industry. And right now on Walmart, the pendulum has kind of swung into the lawyer side. And on Amazon, interestingly enough, that pendulum has swung out of the lawyer side into the let's do business side. And it's there's a lot of clarity and consistency on Amazon that we just haven't seen in a while. So Walmart's kind of swinging into the wrong territory for us, and Amazon's swinging back into the good territory, from my perception. It's pretty fun. It's fun and funny and entertaining, and it always creates opportunity though every time. But
Oh,
yeah, I
yeah.
appreciate you keeping tabs on that. And so let's get you back. Let's go ahead and book that, man, and schedule it as soon
Okay.
as we're done here. So once you know what's up, you can hop back in and get us updated.
Perfect. Perfect.
Outstanding. Well, I know one of the things we have in common, we both have 5 kids, and we're both doing the whole entrepreneurial adventure under the roof with our kids in tow, homeschool, do it all together kind of thing, right? So, uh, how's that reality playing out for you guys? I know how it's played out. We did it for 2 decades in our house. What are you guys seeing there?
Oh man, it's just a huge blessing, right? Like we were talking about before, it's just created an opportunity for us to live the way that God leads us, right? And family is the most important for us right now, especially focusing our attention on our foundation, which is Christ. If, for anyone that knows me, knows I'm very serious about my faith, and it's just one of those things that created lots of, like, we literally do family time in the morning and at night. Our kids love it. We're in God's word, and it's just created lots of blessings from us, or for us, I should say. Like, even like I was telling you before, it's like within the first couple months of doing this, like taking it seriously and just settling down and being in God's word, it has created moments where our children will approach us with things that they have done like maybe years ago, that the Holy Spirit has brought to mind for them, that they had to confess to us. And it's just like, wow, it's crazy, and it's just created just a huge opportunity to glorify him, basically,
Hmm.
in what how we do life. And it's created a lot of freedom, I guess. We don't have to be at a 9 to 5. We can kind of fluctuate and get in a little bit late or stay a little bit late, and the children can come and help us. It's just created lots of different opportunities for our family to grow together, grow our business. And yeah, it's just been a blessing. And for anyone that's kind of wondering about this e-commerce thing, it can definitely give you those precious moments that are so fleeting. I keep hearing about people who who get older and their kids move out of the house and stuff, and they miss the noise of the children in the house, right?
Hmm.
So we're really making a focused effort to enjoy every moment that we have of that.
Yeah. Well, I have a feeling that the way the reality played out, we're a little further along with our family than you guys are. We got three grandkids at this point, and we did what you just described:
Mhm.
business under the same roof as school, under the same roof as
Yep.
family, as the same roof. I resisted 25 years ago. I had this thought in my head where I'm rejecting a cultural norm, and that cultural norm said, "Do you want to be a good provider, or do you want to be present, Dad?
Yep.
You can't have both." And I said, "Yeah, I'm going to have both. I'm going to figure this out." And then we did. We figured it out. And then seeing other families embrace that and thrive with that model has been so rewarding. But here we are 2 decades into that. So I've got grandkids now, right? Our house is always loud. Three of our five have moved out, but our house is always busy. Like as I just said those words, my daughter's pulling in the driveway, coming back in the house. My wife is leaving with our grandson, and she'll be back shortly. Just while we've been talking in the past few minutes, I can see our front driveway from my window here. Activity constantly. Because why? Our kids love each other. I'm not saying your kids are guaranteed to never move away or guaranteed to make good decisions, but they're going to have that foundation of, like you just described, they've been accountable to each other. They're each other's good friends. They've got a great friend circle outside of our home, but the closest friends they have in the world and the tightest relationships they have are under this roof. And that's God's design, man. Just a beautiful thing. Those times of accountability and confession and like, hey, I really messed up, teaching them how to apologize the right way, being able to mentor each other,
Yep.
you know, not to go too far down this road because I can do that so easy. But I think one of the more destructive norms that we've accepted as a culture is that there's something healthy about sticking a bunch of kids who are the same age into a large group and forcing them to do life together. You lose the whole mentorship. I'm not mentoring anyone and I'm not being mentored by anyone. I'm just in a big group kind of being herded, right? I don't see that anywhere as a biblical norm. I don't see the psychological and sociological benefits to that. Whereas in our home, we had different ages, and the elders were mentoring the younger, being mentored by the older at the same time. There's a beautiful cycle there, and it creates great relationships. So yeah, all kinds of great. And let me just throw out a book. Have you read the book? You ever heard me talk about that book, Weapons of Mass Instruction?
No, no, that sounds like a good one.
Yeah, go check it out. It's John Taylor Gatto. I don't remember if there's one T or two T's. Gatto maybe, or it's Gato. Gatto. I think it's two T's. Great book. And
No.
you're already pretty convinced about this kind of relational dynamics, right, in the home. But go read that book, Weapons of Mass Instruction. Yeah, but he passed away not too long ago. Huge in the homeschool movement. And I'm not trying to convince everybody to go homeschool, but I'm saying if you can arrange your family in such a way that they get to be around mom and dad more, man, the blessings just stack fast.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Give me some more examples of the kind of stuff that's happened, like something that stands out to you. I'm sure you've got all kinds of stories, not to put you on the spot, but like how's this playing out in the reality? You talked about some of the kids confessing things. I know they're involved in the business.
Yep.
Give me a couple stories.
So it's just created an atmosphere where our children will forgive each other pretty quickly. Actually, like
Hmm.
I can remember our oldest. I don't know. The oldest always gets it the hardest. I think I was the oldest too, so it seems
Me
like
too.
it's
I
just
can
one of those.
relate.
But it's just created opportunities that our children really want him to do well. So they're trying to help him and instructing him and just trying to give him advice. And it's been a difficult road, I guess, because when you're the oldest, well, you think you know the most too, right? But it's created lots of opportunities for them praying for the oldest one, right? And it's just such a blessing that to know like the little children. Well, what are my ages? My ages are 7 through 15. That even the youngest ones just want him to do well, so they'll pray for him, right? And it's just created lots of opportunities that they just want to pray for each other. If someone's not feeling well, we'll pray for them, right? So it's just been one of those things where, yeah. Another one is as I'm not a girl, but as girls start to get into like 13 or whatever, it seems like they kind of struggle emotionally in some ways, and it's just created opportunities for my girls to come to us and tell them these different things that are bugging them. Right? They make it seem like these huge issues too. Like they're really dramatic and like sad and stuff. And then they tell us what it is. It's just like, oh man, I thought it was something way worse than that, you know? And it's just created opportunities for
Yeah.
us to talk them through it. And then they get through it and we pray with them. And it's just like, wow, they feel great. And then it's back to normal, you know?
Yeah.
Lots of
Oh,
stuff like that has happened.
you don't
And
have to look far to find the
yeah,
evidence of girls with close relationships to a good, loving father who loves their mom.
yep.
Uh, the benefit of that, the advantages they have in life, the disadvantages they have if they don't have that. It's well documented. You don't have to dive into biblical standards. The modern psychology will tell you. You want to screw up a girl, remove a good, strong father figure from her life. Same with boys, right? So the fact that you guys get to do this and it's just right there as part of your everyday reality, and your kids are having these kind of deep conversations, forgiving each other, praying for each other. It,
I got another one. Another one that came to mind. So we didn't know this, right? But my daughter approached us about this. Something she did we had no idea about. But basically, she was. We have bunk beds. The girls share a room, and one of them was goofing around in their bed, and they punched a hole in the wall. And they went to the extent of taking a piece of paper, coloring it the exact same color of the wall, and like putting it over the hole because she didn't want to get in trouble, right? So she approaches us with that one night. I'm like, what? Really? You know, you made a hole in the wall and didn't tell us. I mean, we didn't yell at her or anything, but it was just like, wow, she was that guilt tripped into just confessing something like that to us. You know, it's something that I can easily fix, but just stuff like that just comes out of the blue sometimes. You're just like, wow, thank you, Lord. Because then that's not burdening them down, right? So it's just lots of stuff like that happens.
yeah, yeah. Well, Andrea and I we went through a couple times and then taught some great parenting classes earlier in our marriage when our kids were smaller, and the core concept was winning their hearts. Meaning, even when you're not there to say this is right, this is wrong, here's the guardrails, right? And you turn them into little robots that know where all the lines are so they don't make a mistake. You don't want that. You want them navigating with a healthy conscience, hearing from the voice of the Holy Spirit where right and wrong is, and the
Exactly.
context of the moment, and being able to bring the core family values and apply them to any kind of random circumstance they find themselves in. And so those moments, you just illustrated it beautifully. Like, well, we didn't have a family rule about not punching a hole in the wall, so I didn't even know it was wrong, right? It's like, well, I guess we need a rule about not punching holes in the walls. Like, we need to put that on the rule list. Like, who wants that? you
Yeah.
know? But they knew. You'd never
Yep.
said don't punch holes in the walls. They knew it was ridiculous,
Yep.
and they came to you with it. That's just,
Yep.
you're winning their hearts, man. That's what parenting is all about, winning their hearts.
Totally.
Brilliant. Absolutely love it. Yeah. Well, we're blessed men, buddy. Just
Oh yeah.
and I want this for as many families as possible. I hopefully just hearing us kind of talk through the reality of what we've been able to experience and see, and those little moments that I find myself thinking all the time, wow, if I was one of these guys, and God bless the guys and the moms who have to do this, get up early, go work hard, trying to pay the bills and come home late, tired. I don't know how you do it. That's what we're trying to do here, is offer an alternative. God bless you for that. But the moments that I've got to enjoy, because my family is right on the other side of this door right here. And if that door's open, they're coming and going. And that's the way it's been for a couple decades, including my adult children.
We
Uh,
did that actually. We struggled with that. We were both working. Oh my goodness! With our first child, we were both working. So basically, I would go to work. I was like I want to call it a 2.5 shift. So basically, I would go to work. I'd get home about 3, and we would drop off our oldest at my grandma's house, and then my wife would get off like at 7 or 8, and she would pick him up and bring him home, and then she would let me sleep for a few hours. Then I'd have to wake up and take care of the baby, and then she would sleep, and it was just like, oh my goodness, it was such a struggle. And yeah, thankfully I
how,
don't do that anymore.
how long did you guys do that? How long was that your routine?
Probably 2 years at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
two
It's not
years.
so it's really hard to have I don't know how people do it, how you have a strong marriage where you're both giving your best waking hours
Yep.
to others, helping them build their dream or serve whatever purpose. And you're coming home tired and passing each
Yeah.
other, you know,
Yeah.
that's just a rough way to do life, man.
It was.
So Yeah, again, I don't ever want to make anyone feel attacked or belittled, but we are offering an alternative here. That's what we do here.
Hmm.
There is opportunity here, and I would argue it's as stable as anything out there.
Hmm.
The future of e-commerce, it's the fastest growing business sector in the world, e-commerce. With more opportunity exploding constantly, you can do it from home, flexible hours. It's work. It's real work. I mean, you're sitting there in your office and it's obvious, man. You don't just sit around and count your money all day. You've got stuff to do, right? And you're taking risks, and some of them work out, some of them don't, but you're doing life together.
Yep.
And there's beautiful financial rewards in this as well if you do it the right way and stay creative and stay with a good community and good team, good ideas. So yeah, kudos to you, man. Always love hearing from you, buddy.
Yeah, and once you do that grind, there is tools out there that definitely help your business too, right? I mean, 3P Mercury is phenomenal with all
Yep,
the things that it can do and keeping track of all your stuff right in one
yep,
spot. I
yep.
mean, it's a
I,
game changer for us.
I think
So,
it's the future of e-commerce. So you guys are pretty plugged in with 3P then?
oh yeah, yeah, I've even met with Kang to discuss like Walmart stuff and things he wants to do with Walmart. I
Right.
know that's kind of slowed down a little bit right now, but for
Yeah.
Amazon stuff, we still use it basically
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah, a lot of development going in all day, every day. We got a full-time programmer who is phenomenal. For those who don't know who Kang is and what 3P is, go listen to episode 754 of our show, and then go over to 3pmercury.com. I'll stick a link in the show notes and you can check it out.
Oh
Actually,
man, and you should encourage them if it's in pack, Jim, to listen to his when he was at the conference and he did that evening session. Is that recorded in there? I don't even know.
it is part, yes, it's now in the
Is
proven
it?
Amazon course content. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
That was phenomenal. I
That was a
really,
powerful set. Just King telling his full story. Yeah,
yeah,
which he kind of does in 754, but he dives into a lot more. He dove into a lot more detail. Yeah, we had a packed house, and yeah, a lot of people using the tissue box at the end of that thing, man.
yeah,
I mean,
powerful.
he's an incredible guy, and he sees this as ministry, and God took him to the edge of what a man can handle, and
Yeah.
he found peace in this community, and through the relationships here, but more importantly, in his walk with Christ that he discovered as a result of a huge challenge that he went through. And the
Mhm.
guy's a software genius, man. I mean, come
Yeah.
on, he's just like 3P Mercury continues to blow us away on
Yep.
what it automates, and he brings a lot of value to this community. I think it's Kang's world. The world is playing in it, man. He is
Mhm.
really on top of his game.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. And that's the thing about this community too, right? It attracts people like that who have these stories that they can help other people in their journeys, right? I mean, that's why I've just been so enamored by this community. That's why I wanted to get back and helping people to coach people,
yeah,
to kind
yeah,
of get them through the bumps in the beginning and such and to encourage them, right? A
yeah,
lot of the time I'm more of like I take the aspect of just being an encourager because I know the
mhm.
hard things in starting this up and getting it going. So that's primarily what I focus on, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a community and a culture above anything. It's not a personality. It's not a course. It's a culture and it's a community that's been developed here. And if you've got ideas to share and you've got integrity and you can prove that you know what you're talking about, here's the spotlight. Here's the stage. Teach us.
Yep.
That's how we do things here. And you've certainly stepped in many big ways into that spotlight and served with excellence. So it's been a pleasure, man, working with you. And I think the best is
Awesome.
yet to come. We're getting a lot of attention from some big sectors right now. And some of it I'm not at liberty to share, but
Sure.
uh, pretty incredible stuff potentially coming down the road at any given time. Plus all those divine appointments that God knows that we don't.
Yep.
We keep doing business with integrity and serving well, good things happen.
Yeah.
Well, anything else on your mind today, Joseph? It was good hanging out with you, buddy.
No, I just like I said, I just want to encourage people. If you're struggling in the beginning, just keep going, right? Like I'm gonna adapt what Jim said: quarter inch deep, 10 miles wide, rather than inch deep, mile wide, right? So if you're just starting out, just take that mindset. Just like Jim said, 3 to 5 units to test, and just keep buying 3 to 5 units, right? Then you never be out too much.
Yeah, you can't be devastated. I mean, you're going to get back to what worst case 3 or 5 units of whatever it is you sent in, and because the challenge, just to point out the obvious, since you brought that point up again, the challenge very quickly used to be, man, if I'm only buying 2 or 3 units at a time, or 3 or 5 units at a time of whatever I'm selling, that's a lot of ASINs to keep track of, man. How in the world do you keep track of 1,000, 2,000? ASINs. Well, now we got people finding 2,000 in a day and using software to say, hey, today of those 2,000 ASINs that you found a few weeks ago, here's the top 20 I think are going to make you the most money. And you look at them and you go, wow, you're right on 18 of them. I'm going to buy them right now. And then the next day you do the same thing and you find more ASINs and you ask the software what you should go buy. And we're really dialing it in. Again, that's the beauty of the 3P Mercury is what we're talking about.
Where was that when I started, Jim?
Oh, no, it wasn't there.
Too long.
Oh, you want to talk about back in the day, dude. I've been doing this 24 years. Back in the day, you'd sit down and I remember I worked for Microsoft. Like who quits Microsoft, right? In the in the early 2000s, who's dumb enough to leave that company? They were printing cash. But I wanted the freedom. I wanted to be around my family. I didn't want to get up early and come home tired every day, right? Um, so I'd log into eBay, which was my only income, type in your username, password automatically populates. You hit enter to log in and check and it says that account does not exist. What? Yes, it does. This is my income. Nope, doesn't exist.
Oh
And
my.
there's no way to contact seller support because they didn't really have it. And then so you just wait a few hours and you try again and oh, it's
There it is.
back. Good. Right? Or you go to ebay.com. Sorry, that URL doesn't exist. What? Imagine going to amazon.com and for a day and a half, it just doesn't exist. that's the good old days, buddy. So everything since then's been an improvement in my book.
Well,
And
I think in my YouTube feed one time, one of your old videos popped up. I think I've told you this before, but one of them popped up that you were showing people how to find mistitled listings, right, and
on
buying it,
eBay,
selling it correctly. I was just like, oh my goodness, that's hilarious. It's just like,
yeah.
oh man,
Find popular items and people who didn't know how to spell. It's like, man, this thing's not selling. Should be selling for $200, but all right, I'll give it away for 20, and I guess no one wants it. Snag it. Misspelled listings. Yeah.
so funny to watch.
That's like
Like,
20 years ago.
that was a thing. I'm like, oh my goodness, that was a thing. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
We've been just iterating constantly ever since. That's the game. If you're willing to learn and willing to work, man, you're going to love e-commerce.
Oh yeah,
God bless you, buddy. Say hey to the family and have a great weekend. It's always good hanging out with you, brother.
yeah. Thank you, Jim. It's great
Thank
seeing
you,
you.
sir. Good to see you. For the
All right.
listeners who hung out with Joseph and I today, I've got some good news for you. If you enjoyed this at all, we've got over 1,000 episodes at this point. Hundreds of them are interviews with successful, proven Amazon course students, which is what Joseph is. And he and his wife and his family, that's where they started. That's how they build a beautiful business. We'd love to help you do the same thing. There's links in the show notes to all the details of the links we shared today. And we will have some great episodes for you coming up after this one. Don't miss an episode. We've got so many good ones lined up. So the best way to listen to our show, just as a tip, is never miss a new episode and scroll back in time as you can to the older ones in the order that they kind of came out. So, high number to low, work your way back. Some of the really early ones, which you may never get to, those were really good too, the first 30 or so. Go back and check those out sometime. But God bless you, business building warrior, Joseph. Great job again today, buddy. Say hey to the family and crew, okay?
All right, thanks, Jim.
All right, man. Talk to you soon. Bye for now, all.